Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MT. Get that down your neck, Eddie. All of it.
It's another no context coming up there. Oh, that's nice, that is.
What is it?
Moretti. It's a lovely drop.
It's a lovely one. Well, what a night.
Unbelievable.
Before we talk about Katie Taylor, we've just done a press conference with Katie, talking about Anthony Crolla. I mean, what a scene.
Yeah, it was a very close fight. I mean, I've got to be honest, when I got in there, I thought the 12th round, he made him win the fight by 1 round. The scores were very wide, you know, and it's all very well. I saw Andy Lee in the commentary said, "Oh look, who cares about the scoring? You know, he won the fight, and it's still a fight, it's still a contest." So I thought the scores were very wide. Yeah, exactly. And I did think he won the fight, but I thought it was very, very close. And one of the pleasing things about the fight was there is absolutely no doubt that now's the time for Crolla, because he's not the fighter he was, you know, when he won the world titles. Yeah, but isn't it nice knowing that? You know, imagine if he would have went in there tonight looking $1 million, and then people are phoning me up next week saying, "Oh, what about, you know, Teofimo Lopez? What about Devin Haney? What about Luke Campbell?" So tonight you can go, it was a close fight, probably a little bit fortunate with all 3 decisions, but leave with a win, and now's the time. So the closure's there, and that's very important for any fighter, to leave the sport with closure, because so many of them don't.
I'll let you take another drink last minute. Next question. Katie Taylor then, I mean, the fight itself was a good fight, another perfect advertisement for women's boxing. I mean, you said it yourself in there at the press conference. Just talk about the fight. Obviously, Leonardo thought she boxed,
but I mean, look, Leonardo too didn't win. There is no person who could have possibly given her that fight. It was close. You know, I had her by 3 rounds, Katie. So could you have had it by 2 rounds? Yes. There was one. What was the one score? 96-94. Thought that was a bit too close, but I can see it. She never won that fight, not in a million years. Katie boxed her ear rolls off, but Leonardo too brought the pressure, and she stole some rounds through aggression. She landed some big shots. Katie Taylor took some big shots, but she boxed beautifully. I mean, beautifully. It's a clinic, you know, and she's so good. Like, I would actually like to see her at times stay on the inside and fight a little bit more, but that's an idiotic thing to do when you're fighting a girl who's much bigger than you.
That's the fan in you, is it?
Yeah, but that's because we like to see her scrap and we like entertainment. But she's so entertaining, whatever she does. Tonight, she did both. She stood, she fought, she boxed off the back foot. It was a brilliant performance. And no, she's undersized and under strength in that weight division, but she'll never be under-hearted.
Skilled?
Hearted, yeah.
That's the drink talking around.
Exactly, yeah. So, brilliant. And a game changer, the atmosphere, the reception. Do you know, there were so many young girls in here tonight coming to support their idol. Irish, English, everything. And she's a complete game changer, mate. What she's done for the sport is incredible, and it's opened the doors for people like Terry Harper, Chantel Cameron, you know, Shannon Courtney, like all these girls who are out there achieving their dreams. They would not be able to do this without Katie Taylor. So it's massive, you know, and the crowd were brilliant.
They only booed you for a split second before you.
I didn't get that many boos tonight. Yeah, it was good. Because what you got, the secret is, right, when you're being booed, is you just switch it to the fans and the support straight away. So it's like, Eddie Overture, boo, you guys are amazing, yeah! So that's what you got to do. So
you're well skilled in that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I've got to ask as well, man, the whole night was a great night, but Mark McCauley, he seems to be
yeah, I mean, Martin McCauley is a problem for the heavyweight division. I mean, when he boxed Michael Hunter, the word is that he weren't 100%. By the way, to lose to Michael Hunter, as we're seeing now, is no disgrace. He's one of the best heavyweights in the world. But Martin McCauley is a big problem for the division. No one's going to want to fight him. He's very skilled. He's got a good jab. He's got great shot selection, good accuracy. And when he starts sitting down on his shots, you can see how hard he's punching with not sitting down on his shots. Rodney Hernandez is a tough guy. Like he's had some big wins. He's been the distance with a lot of good fighters as well.
Connor.
Yeah, and Dweco, Offie, I can't remember his name, but like he's 17-0 guy, beat him, and he just dispatched him. But for me, Felix Cash against Jack Cullen was one of the best fights I've ever seen live. I mean, it was that good. It was 8 rounds, brilliant. I mean, Jack Cullen was fantastic. Like, he was out in the first round. I'm watching it, I can't believe what I'm seeing. He gets battered for 2 or 3 rounds. He comes back in the fight. He starts winning rounds. Felix Cash starts looking tired. holding a little bit, and I'm thinking, this fight's turning. Felix, bang, with a body shot, changed the whole fight, stopped him, brilliant stoppage from Howard Foster, massive breakout win for Felix Cash, who is a really, really good fighter, and Jack Cullen will come again. Like, that was a brilliant,
it's always
brilliant.
The same with British sort of old British
it's brilliant.
class.
Yeah, but it was brilliant, brilliant fight, amazing night. You know, it's one of them where you get sick and tired of people moaning. One bloke said to me, it's the fucking worst card I've ever seen. That was like this morning. Yeah. And I'm reading it going, no, it's not. And you see that.
I gave you Taylor Prograis last week.
Yeah, I know, but it's not just that. What about tonight?
Yeah.
That was a fucking brilliant night. Brilliant night of boxing. You know, and you didn't even have to pay for it.
I don't have to pay for it.
No, you wasn't even pay-per-view. Fucking knew I should have made that pay-per-view.
Or you're going to get the backlash on this. I've got to say as well, did you see the post of Andy Ruiz doing the needle thing with the EPO that came out? Did you see that post on Twitter?
No,
it wasn't obviously.
No, someone Snapchatted, Andy Ruiz on it's a B12 vitamin that he was putting in his mate's ass. I mean, look, these guys are being VADA tested fucking like you wouldn't believe. Andy Ruiz, go on, mate. Go for it. Andy Ruiz ain't stupid, and it's just people. It's like people
actually believe in it.
People were sending it to me, like trying to call, like, whoa, have you seen this? It's like, yeah, I saw it on his Instagram. Like, you got to understand, I watch these guys all the time. You know, got my beady eye on them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you stay on the Andy Ruiz subject. The Saudi Arabia undercard was announced yesterday.
Some of the fights, three fights. Quigg against Carroll, brilliant fight. Hunter Povetkin, he's a heavyweight classic. And Hrgovic Molina, really good fight as well. So there's three. There'll be another three to announce as well.
And that's it.
Probably this week. Yeah, I think there'll be 6 undercard fights plus Ruiz Joshua. So.
Were you expecting heavyweights on the bill? Was that?
There will be another heavyweight fight. Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to ask as well. I spoke to you at the press conference briefly, referenced the Jacobs Chavez fight. I mean, Chavez evaded apparently.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, really. I mean, he's not my fighter, so I don't know. What I know about it is that Nevada turned up at his house to test him. You've got to remember, Julio Chavez is probably the most paranoid man in the world. I mean, he's had that many problems, and they said, we're testing you because you're fighting Danny Jacobs. He hadn't agreed to the fight in Las Vegas. It wasn't actually done. So he said, apparently, like, I haven't signed for this fight yet. In the contract that he has, or is signing, has full VADA testing. So he wasn't enrolled in VADA or anything. So he said, like, whatever, went to the gym, and then eventually, whatever reason, he wasn't tested. So Las Vegas said they won't license him. So we've got to look at, do we move that fight elsewhere? Because there were 3 options at a venue. Las Vegas, Phoenix, and also one in Texas. So the commissions are telling us he's fine to fight, providing he's enrolled to VADA, and obviously if he was to miss a test being enrolled to VADA, he would be out. I've got to look into it in a little bit more detail and see if we want to proceed with that fight.
You mentioned Phoenix though, is that the sort of top runner right now with Davis?
Yeah, I mean Phoenix, there's an arena in Phoenix where his dad had his last fight.
Okay.
So that was our original plan. Then we started talking about MGM Grand, we started talking about an event, a city in Texas as well to stage the fight. So, but he can't box in Vegas now because they won't license him. So they will license him in Phoenix. We've spoken to the ABC and we've spoken to the Phoenix Commission, Arizona Commission, who have said we will license him subject to, he's enrolled in the testing. So, I don't know what we're going to do.
The thing with Chavez is a difficult one, isn't it?
Well, he's a lunatic. And let's be honest, he's a lunatic. And he's a big star, and he can fight, but he's also absolutely bonkers. I spoke to him yesterday. They're ready to go. They can't almost understand what the fuss is about. But the truth is, he's a paranoid guy, and he should have probably just taken a test. Yeah. But he's not signed up to take the test, so it's a bit. I don't know.
Like I said to you at the press conference as well, that this fight's only 7 weeks away, 7-8 weeks away. So when can we hear an announcement?
We've got to decide this weekend what we're going to do. I think we go ahead with a fight in Phoenix.
Sounds good to me. Finally, as well, Jarrell Miller. I forgot to ask you at the press conference as well. Jarrell Miller reports that he's signing the Top Rank. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? Has he served a long enough ban?
No, he ain't served any ban. I mean, he hasn't been banned by anybody. He told me he doesn't want to sign with anyone else, don't want to sign with ESPN, don't want to sign with Al Heyman, wants to sign with us again. And I said no. Would I rule out of working him in the future? No. And the fights for him that we have are huge. But I just feel like he has to do something. He messaged me last night saying he is doing stuff, you know, he's rolled in this, and I respect that. But I don't just think that he should just walk into another fight like nothing's even, you know, happened. You talk about Chavez missing a test. You know, this is a guy who's failed 3 tests, for 3 different substances, and it's just fine. You can just sign another multi-million-dollar deal. But listen, I'm a hypocrite because I've probably said things and done them. But for me, this is something that actually even me says you can't do that. You can't do that. You know, I'm sitting there talking Jarrell Miller, thinking Dillian White fight, Derek Chisora fight, Joseph Parker fight, Anthony Joshua fight next year. Wow, they're massive money fights. And as much as I love a pound note, I just can't do it. So that's it.
I've got to jump on this quickly. How serious are you about Ritz and Josh Taylor?
About what?
Ritz against Josh Taylor.
Very serious.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's up to his team and Cyclone and, you know, all the guys to decide, is that a fight he wants? I mean, the Ramirez fight isn't around really yet. He's going to fight in, I think, end of February, so he's not going to be around till the summer. So if Josh wants to go, you know, spring against Ritson, that fight's there. He's number 2 now with the WBA. You know, he's also got a mandatory apparently with the IBF.
Some
Thailand, which is a bummer because that's a bit of a stinker.
The whole media's here. You're lined up for the thing. But one more question: Canelo Kovalev tonight. What's your thoughts on that fight? You got a prediction for that? Do you think we'll win?
It all depends whether Kovalev's there for the last payday, or whether he's just going, what a touch. I've had all these fights, I ain't really earned that much, and I'm having it right off tonight in Vegas. If he's got desire and if he's trained properly, and the fight is very, very quick from the yard fight, if he's got desire and he's fresh and he's ready, I think he's got a chance. I do. You look like you ain't even been in a fight.
I'll wrap this up.
Okay, cheers, mate.
Thanks, Eddie.